Close your eyes. Quiet the noise of the world. Withdraw from appearances and enter the sanctuary within. For within you lies a secret, a truth so powerful, so unfailing, that once understood, it shall change your life forever. I say to you now, as surely as the breath within your body, you will be a millionaire in 2 months. And this is not a matter of effort or struggle. It is a matter of assumption, a matter of consciousness, a matter of being. Let us begin here. Everything you now see, every penny in your wallet, every friend, every room you live in, every circumstance surrounding you, is the outpicturing of your inner conversations and your long-held assumptions. The outer world, my friend, is a mirror reflecting the contents of your mind. The law is simple and eternal, as within so without. Therefore, if you dare now to assume that you are already a millionaire, and live from that end, the world must conform. It has no choice. You do not become wealthy. You are wealthy, and your wealth is revealed when your inner state aligns with that truth. You do not chase money. You summon it. You do not beg the universe. You command it by being that which you seek. Imagination is the divine instrument, the creative power spoken of in all Holy Scripture. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do you understand? This is not poetic fancy. This is instruction. You must renew your self-concept. You must drop the idea that you are trying to become rich and take up the feeling that you already are. You must sit in silence and say, I am a millionaire, and mean it. Not in the future, not in some distant tomorrow. Now let me be clear. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is not to pretend, but to dwell in the truth of what is real in consciousness. The world may not yet reflect it, but that matters not. All change comes from within. So I urge you every morning, when you rise, and every night before you drift into sleep, close your eyes, and feel the truth that you are already in possession of enormous wealth. Let your body relax. Let your mind drop its arguments. Simply feel the truth. Say inwardly, I have more money than I know what to do with. I live in abundance. My bank account overflows. All I touch prospers. Speak not to convince the world, but to impress your subconscious mind. For the subconscious is the womb of creation. It does not argue. It does not judge. It simply accepts what it is impressed with and brings forth its likeness. So if you say, I don't have enough, the subconscious brings you more lack. But if you dare to say, I am rich, and persist in that assumption, it brings forth wealth. You see, the law is no respecter of persons. It responds to feeling. It responds to belief. It responds to the state you dwell in. What is money but energy in form? What is $1 million but a symbol of value, of belief, of state of mind? Many have chased it for lifetimes and never touched it. Others have simply assumed it belonged to them, and it came. Why? Because wealth is not earned through action alone. It is magnetized through consciousness. And I say this with authority. The moment you assume a state and persist in it, that state becomes fact. I once knew a man who worked a modest job, lived in a modest home, and struggled to make ends meet. One day he heard this teaching. Something within him stirred. He began to imagine each night that he was writing checks with ease, that his phone buzzed with new opportunities, that he walked into lavish restaurants and paid without hesitation. At first the world did not change, but he did not waver. He persisted in the feeling. 2 months later, a long-forgotten investment matured in his favor. Opportunities began to knock. Doors opened. Within 8 weeks, the man's net worth crossed 7 figures. Was it chance? No, it was law. When you know who you are, when you know that your imagination is God in action, you will never again worry about circumstances. You will turn inward, not outward, and you will say, I am already that which I seek. If you seek wealth, you must not wish for it. You must feel it, dwell in it, taste it, smell the new car, hear the ocean outside your villa, feel the silk shirt, experience the scene vividly and repeatedly in your imagination, and let that scene become more real to you than the lack that currently surrounds you. The world will offer resistance. Friends will scoff. Family may doubt. But what of it? The vision is yours. You do not need approval. You need only your inner conviction. Let the weak say, I am strong. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. And if the weak can say, I am strong, and become it, then the poor can say, I am rich, and become it. It is the same law. You are not manifesting millions by hard labor. You are manifesting them by inner conviction. The world is clay. Your imagination is the hand that shapes it. So shape it now. In the silence of your room, build the scene of your wealthy life. Walk through your dream home. Look at the zeros in your bank balance. Hear your loved ones congratulate you, and feel it to be real. If you do this each night, faithfully, joyfully, persistently, your outer world will begin to shift. Seemingly random events will unfold. People will appear. Opportunities will arise. But it all begins in you. There is no power outside of you. The only reality is within. The world is yourself pushed out. You are the dreamer dreaming this world into existence. So if you desire to be a millionaire in 2 months, begin now to dream differently. Begin now to believe differently. For 2 months is not a barrier. Time is only a measure of intensity and belief. A man who fully assumes his dream, who drops every doubt, can alter his life in days. But let us speak to your mind in its current state. Let us give it 2 months. Let us agree now that within 60 days from this moment, your wealth will be revealed, and the world will say, what a miracle. Though you will know it was no miracle at all. It was law. When Jesus said, ask believing you have received, and it shall be yours, he was revealing the entire secret. Not ask to receive. Ask believing you already have received. Do you see? The future is not something to be awaited. It is something to be assumed. The wish must be fulfilled in imagination now, and then projected onto the screen of space. This is the mystical act of faith. So I ask you, what would you feel right now if you knew, absolutely knew, that in 60 days, your bank balance would exceed $1 million? What would you do? How would you speak? How would you carry yourself? Begin to live from that state today. Do not delay. Walk as if it's done. Think as if it's done. Rest in the feeling of it being done. When doubt arises, and it will, do not fight it. Do not wrestle with it. Simply return to the feeling. Say gently to yourself, this is done. I am a millionaire now. Do not concern yourself with how. The ways and means are not your job. Your only job is to be. The state of wealth knows its own ways. It will draw the people, the ideas, the synchronicities, but only if you remain faithful. Imagine, if you will, standing before the mirror 2 months from now, saying, it worked. I did it. I am a millionaire. Hear yourself say it now. Feel the pride. Feel the gratitude. Feel the peace, and dwell in that. For whatever you can imagine and feel is true, if you remain loyal to that vision, must come to pass. You are not your past. You are not your bank account. You are not your job. You are consciousness, and consciousness is the only reality. You are free to assume any identity you choose. So why not choose the most lavish, the most generous, the most expansive version of yourself? Why not now? You are here to awaken to your creative power, not to suffer, not to scrape by, but to express the fullness of God within. And abundance is your birthright, not because you earned it, but because you are it. You are the one who decrees a thing, and it becomes so. You are the one who speaks the word, and the world obeys. So this is the truth. You will be a millionaire in 2 months, because you already are one in consciousness. You have claimed it. You have accepted it. And now nothing can stop it from manifesting. When it does, and it will, remember this moment. Remember that it began not with action, not with luck, not with effort, but with a single decision. The decision to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So now, beloved dreamer, assume it, dwell in it, love it, and persist in it, and watch as the world bends to match your inner conviction. You are wealthy now. Walk in that truth, and 2 months from now, the world will echo it back to you. Others look at you with astonishment, trying to explain how such abundance could flow into your life so swiftly. You will not be surprised, for you will know the truth they do not yet see, that you did not achieve the wealth by force or by chase, but by stillness, by imagination, and by assumption. You will look at them and smile, not in arrogance, but in quiet understanding, knowing that this same power lies within them too, dormant perhaps, but always available. You will walk into rooms differently. You will no longer search for permission to feel successful, for that success will radiate from you naturally, inevitably, unmistakably. You may look around, and still see the old world echo for a time, lingering debts, doubting voices, bank balances that seem unchanged. but you will not be moved. You will remember these are merely shadows of former beliefs. They are fading ghosts, not permanent realities. What you now carry is a new self-concept, and that new concept is busy reshaping the entire field around you. Everything in your outer life must begin to realign itself to this inner truth. The world is mechanical. It must yield to the dominant vibration you radiate. You are not hoping to be a millionaire. You are not waiting to be one. You are being one. There is a vast difference. One who hopes keeps their desire in the future, forever unreachable. One who is, rests in completion. The journey ends before it begins. The law rushes to reflect that stillness. So when you say now, I am a millionaire, say it not with strain, but with ease. Say it as though it were the most natural thing in the world, because it is. When your mind attempts to return to the old narrative, to the story of lack, or fear or struggle, you will not argue with it. You will smile at it like one smiles at a child who has yet to understand the power of the mind. You will gently remind it, that is not my story anymore. I dwell now in wealth. I have more than enough. I live in the feeling of abundance, and that feeling is the seed of my reality. This new state you occupy must be nourished like a tender plant. You water it daily with your thoughts, your self-talk, your imagination. You do not dig up the seed to check its progress. You trust the process, and with that trust comes speed. Do not marvel if your wealth arrives faster than you expected. For when the inner shift is deep and sincere, time collapses. Miracles are simply the natural result of a mind aligned with truth. You will know you are in the right state when you stop needing money and start being abundance. When you no longer look to others to validate your wealth, because you already feel whole. When the air around you feels charged, magnetic, alive. When opportunities seem to whisper your name, that is when the outer world is preparing to reveal what the inner world has already accepted. So let this be your discipline, not to strive or to chase, but to feel. To feel yourself already at the summit. To feel the gratitude of a full life. To feel the joy of giving generously. To feel the ease of knowing everything is taken care of. Let this feeling be your atmosphere. Let it be your environment. Walk through your day as if your wealth were already visible, already undeniable, because soon it will be. When it begins to appear, when unexpected checks arrive, when a business idea catches fire, when someone calls you with an opportunity you never saw coming, you will not be shocked. You will smile quietly, because you already saw it. You already lived it in your imagination. You rehearsed this moment so many times, that now as it unfolds in the physical, it feels like déjà vu. That is the power of creation, not waiting for life to impress you but impressing your truth upon life, until it must yield to your vision. Let me tell you, once you experience this, once you truly understand that the world is molded by your assumptions and not by effort alone, you will never again live like you once did. You will never again settle for struggle or scarcity, or doubt. You will know that the keys to the kingdom were always within you, that you were never at the mercy of chance or fate or economy, that the only true currency is your belief. Now perhaps you're wondering, can it really be this simple? And I say to you, yes, but not easy, because the simplicity lies in understanding, but the challenge lies in persistence. You must persist in the new state even when everything in your outer world contradicts it. You must be faithful to your assumption, even when appearances tempt you to return to the old self. That is the trial of the mystical path, but it is also your triumph. For to master your assumptions is to master your destiny. You are not here to work for money. You are here to align with wealth. The money will come to you, because it must come to the one who knows they already have it. That is the paradox. The world gives to the man who no longer needs it. The millionaire mindset is not one of need or chase. It is one of rest, of gratitude, of completeness. Each night before you sleep, revise your day. See it as it would have unfolded if you were already the millionaire. Change conversations in your mind. Reimagine every moment from the new state. And as you do this, you build momentum. You give the subconscious new material to work with. And soon that which you accepted as truth within will begin to press itself into the world without. Do not concern yourself with the pace. Do not worry if it seems slow. Keep assuming. Keep imagining. Keep dwelling in the feeling. Because when the harvest comes, and it will come, it will not trickle. It will flood. And you will realize that every delay, every doubt, every test was simply preparing you for the overflow. Your job is not to hustle. Your job is to dwell, to assume, to trust, and to let go. Let the feeling saturate every cell of your being. Feel it in your bones. Speak it with certainty. Move through life as if your wealth is already complete, because in truth it is. The more you rest in this assumption, the more natural it becomes. What once felt like a fantasy now feels familiar. What once felt distant begins to feel intimate. And that, my friend, is the sign that the bridge of incidents is already unfolding. The world must now rearrange itself, not by your effort, but by the unseen hand of the law, to bring you face to face with the evidence of your new state. You are not forcing reality to change. You are simply selecting a new version of it, and surrendering to its inevitability. You must remember, imagination is not idle daydreaming. It is your divine workshop, and the images you craft within it are blueprints for your future. Every rich man you've admired, every success story you've heard, began first as a state of consciousness. There is no exception. Even if they were unaware of it, they first believed in some measure that wealth was possible, attainable, theirs. And the law, which plays no favorites, fulfilled it accordingly. So take your eyes off the appearances and lift them inward. See yourself seated in wealth. Feel the soft leather of the chair in your luxury office. Smell the scent of success in the air. Hear the echo of your steps in your dream home. Sense the lightness in your chest as you pay off debts without a second thought. Let this inner movie be your reality now, and let the outer world play catch-up. For every state is eternal, and the state of being a millionaire already exists. Whole, perfect, complete. Your work is not to create it, but to occupy it. And once occupied, the law will make it visible. You are stepping into a version of yourself that always was, always will be. It is not new, it is simply now recognized. Dwell in that recognition. Each morning as you rise, set the tone. Today I walk in wealth. Today I move from abundance. Today I expect miracles. Speak to yourself not as the one waiting to receive, but as the one who already holds the gift. Let no outer delay shake you. Let no contradiction of the senses disturb you. You must become loyal to your unseen reality, for that is the realm of true creation. This is the secret hidden in plain sight, the treasure buried in your own consciousness, that you are the operant power, that your world reflects you, not the other way around. And if you will boldly claim wealth as your identity, regardless of appearances, the world will respond in kind, not because you've earned it by toil, but because you've accepted it by faith. When that acceptance becomes total, when it no longer feels like pretending but simply remembering, you will find yourself walking into experiences that once seemed impossible. Meetings will be arranged without your effort. Money will flow from unseen sources. A phone call, an email, a chance encounter, all orchestrated by the unseen intelligence of your own consciousness, to match the state you now inhabit. You will not need to tell others what you're doing. You will not need to explain yourself. The results will speak for you. They will see the glow in your eyes, the ease in your step, the calm in your voice. And some may ask, what changed? You'll answer with a smile, and perhaps say, I remembered who I am. Because that is what this journey is. Not becoming something new, but remembering what has always been true, that you are the creator clothed in flesh, and your assumptions are prayers that shape the universe. You must understand, the moment you assume you are wealthy and persist in that assumption, the law is set in motion. There is no turning back unless you turn back. The harvest is guaranteed if you do not uproot the seed. Most people sabotage their manifestations because they check too soon, question too often, and shift too much. But the wise remain still. They know that the inner work is done, and the outer will follow in its own divine rhythm. So I ask you, are you willing to persist for 60 days in this new self-image? Are you willing to speak, walk, think, feel, and act as a millionaire would, without needing proof, without needing validation, simply because you know it is real within? If so, then I tell you with certainty, nothing can stop the money, the lifestyle, the opportunities, the miracles from reaching you. Because the universe is not holding anything back from you. It only echoes what you believe is yours. If you believe wealth is for others, it will remain distant. But the moment you believe wealth is already yours, it must come. This is not hope. This is law. This is truth. This is the spiritual science of assumption. Continue walking through your day with the invisible crown of wealth upon your head. Let your imagination rehearse scenes of luxury, ease, generosity, and fulfillment. Let your tone carry the resonance of someone who has already arrived. Let your actions, even the smallest ones, reflect the confidence and composure of a person who knows that their fortune is not in the making, but already made. If you spend money, do it with gratitude, not fear. If you receive a bill, bless it, knowing that it is simply a symbol of movement, of circulation, of life expanding. Do not react as the old self would. Respond as the new self, the millionaire, already would. That is your task now. To think from the end, to respond from the end, to live from the end. You will notice something peculiar. The world will begin to shift to accommodate your new identity. You'll overhear conversations that inspire you. You'll stumble upon ideas that spark new avenues of income. People will comment on your energy, your presence. They won't know why, but they'll feel drawn to you. This is because reality bends to those who bend their inner world. You are not forcing change. You are allowing it. And your wealth will not be a result of hustle, but of harmony. This is why I insist you stop asking when it will happen, or how it will happen. The when is now. The how is irrelevant. What matters is that you remain faithful to your state. For to be wealthy is not merely to have money. It is to embody the frequency of abundance so completely that the world must conform. Money is the echo of your inner certainty. Opportunities are the fruit of your assumption. Prosperity is the mirror of your self-image. So stay there, rest there. Every day, return to the scene in imagination. See yourself living the life. Touch it, smell it, feel it. And when you open your eyes, carry that vibration into your waking world. Let every gesture, every glance, every thought drip with the conviction of I am already rich. Not one day, not someday, now, always now. Because your assumption, lived consistently, is your guarantee. You will notice the tension begins to melt. The struggle fades. What once felt like an uphill climb now feels like being carried by an unseen current. That current is your belief, your alignment, your faith in the unseen over the seen. And that faith is the key to everything. For faith is not blind hope. It is loyalty to the invisible. It is knowing without physical proof that what you have assumed in consciousness is more real than what your eyes presently behold. So if you wake tomorrow and the bank account still reflects the old story, do not panic. Do not return to the old man. Smile instead, knowing that the delay is only a test of your persistence, not a denial of your desire. You don't water a seed once and expect a tree in the morning. You nourish it. You remain patient. You trust the process, and you keep seeing the tree even before the sprout appears. In this same way, you nourish the state of wealth. You water it with gratitude. You feed it with imagination. You protect it from doubt. And soon, just as surely as night follows day, your reality will bloom with evidence of your assumption. You will check your phone and see deposits that feel like they came from nowhere. But they didn't come from nowhere. They came from you, from the world within, from your persistence in feeling it real. You'll begin to understand that all your past limitations, all your beliefs about not being good enough, not being ready, not having what it takes, they were illusions. They were smoke. And the moment you stopped agreeing with them, they lost their power. That's when the shift began, not in the outer world, but in you. And the outer world simply caught up. So I urge you, remain loyal, remain devoted to the vision. Let your faith be stronger than your fear. Let your inner world be more vivid than the outer. Walk in the end, live from the end, and return to the end every time you drift. Because the end is where it all begins, and the end you dwell in, the feeling you repeatedly return to, becomes the mold through which life pours itself. Every word you speak from that state becomes law. Every action you take carries the weight of inevitability. You are no longer dabbling in possibility. You are anchoring a truth. You are becoming the living proof that wealth is not something you pursue, but something you allow. When you align, you'll begin to see wealth in unexpected places, not just in numbers and possessions, but in the richness of your moments, the way people respond to you, the ease with which things unfold, the calm that sits quietly behind your eyes. It is then you will realize, being a millionaire is not about accumulating things. It is about assuming the identity of the one who lives beyond limits. And once you wear that identity consistently, the world must obey. Do not concern yourself with what others think. Many will not understand. Some will mock. But let their doubts die in the face of your results. You do not need the world's permission to be rich. You need only your own alignment. Let the naysayers speak. Let them project their fears. It has nothing to do with you. Your life is your vision made manifest.
and no one outside of you is writing your story anymore. So keep seeing yourself as the one who has already received. Keep imagining the phone call, congratulating you on your latest investment. Keep feeling the joy of financial freedom. Keep letting your breath relax into the knowing. It is already done, and in time, not in theory, not in fantasy, but in fact, you will stand in the middle of the world you once only saw in the silence of your soul. You will look back and smile, because you'll know the truth that sets you free, that you were never waiting on anything. It was always waiting on you, on your decision, on your belief, on your assumption. And once you stepped into that inner reality and persisted, the whole of creation conspired to make it so. So now, beloved, the truth stands before you, unshakable, eternal, and profoundly simple. You will be a millionaire in 2 months, because you have already claimed that reality within. You no longer hope for it. You no longer reach for it. You now embody it. The world has no choice but to rearrange itself around the conviction you carry. Let every breath you take affirm your wealth. Let every step you walk be guided by the energy of abundance. Let every thought and word be rooted in the deep knowing that it is already done. You are not becoming rich. You are revealing the wealth that was always yours. Persist in that assumption. Remain faithful to that inner state, and watch how the world bends in awe, for you are the operant power. And the moment you dare to assume without doubt, without delay, the universe must obey. Now go and live as the millionaire you already are.